Sunjin sat in his office, smiling to himself as he thought about how things were going between him and Minsu. Lost in his thoughts, he didn't even realize his assistant had entered the room until the man spoke, informing him that his board meeting was in an hour. Still distracted, Sunjin didn't acknowledge him until the assistant repeated himself. Finally snapping back to reality, Sunjin nodded and said he would start getting ready. As the assistant turned to leave, Sunjin stopped him. Surprised by the unusual request, the assistant turned back and looked at him, wondering if everything was okay. Sunjin gestured for him to take a seat. Still puzzled, the assistant sat down and asked if something was wrong. Sunjin explained that since the assistant was older, he needed some advice. Moving closer, the assistant assured him that he was willing to help with anything. Sunjin hesitated before revealing that he had a friend who was dating a girl with no experience. Confused, the assistant asked what kind of experience he meant. Looking uncomfortable, Sunjin clarified that she had no experience with men. Understanding what he was implying, the assistant asked if she was a virgin. Sunjin nodded and explained that his friend wanted to wait until marriage before taking that step, but he wasn't sure if it was the right decision. The assistant looked at him and said that it had to be a mutual agreement. Both partners needed to be on the same page. Sunjin explained further that there had been no discussion about it. His friend had simply decided on his own as a way of respecting the girl. The assistant advised that he should talk to her and see if she was comfortable with it as well. Sunjin nodded, thanked him, and told him he could return to his work. As the assistant walked away, he smiled to himself, realizing that Sunjin had been talking about himself, not a friend. Just as the assistant left, Yuna walked in. She greeted Sunjin with a smile and sat down beside him. Surprised by her visit, Sunjin commented on how unusual it was for her to come see him and asked what the surprise visit was about. Yuna smiled and said she had simply missed him as her brother and wanted to check how things were going between him and Minsu since they had moved in together. Sunjin assured her that everything was going well, but quickly added that he knew she had another reason for being there. He urged her to get to the point. Realizing she had been caught, Yuna pulled a notepad from her bag and admitted that she needed his help. Sunjin, curious, asked if she was struggling with school. She shook her head and explained that she wanted to know more about Wubin, what he liked, and what kind of person he was. Hearing this, Sunjin's expression darkened. He immediately refused, telling her to stop chasing after Wubin. Yuna, clearly upset, insisted that she liked him. Sunjin, still displeased, told her that Wubin didn't see her that way, that he was older than her, and that she needed to move on. Yuna argued that she didn't care about the age difference and couldn't control her feelings. Sunjin, recognizing her stubbornness, tried to reason with her, explaining that Wubin was not the right person for her. He urged her to focus on people her own age instead of chasing after someone who didn't return her feelings. Yuna, frustrated, suddenly blurted out that if Wubin didn't see her that way, then why had he kissed her? Realizing what she had just said, she immediately covered her mouth, knowing she had made a mistake. Sunjin, furious, stood up and demanded that she repeat herself. Yuna, now regretting her words, remained silent. Sunjin asked again, this time more forcefully, if Wubin had kissed her. Seeing the anger on her brother's face, Yuna quickly shook her head and denied it, not wanting to get Wubin in trouble. Still enraged, Sunjin declared that he would hear the truth from Wubin himself. Grabbing his car keys, he turned to leave. Yuna, panicked, jumped up and tried to stop him. She insisted that it had been a mistake, that Wubin had been drunk and hadn't meant to do it. This only made Sunjin angrier. The fact that Wubin had been intoxicated and had taken advantage of her infuriated him even more. Determined to confront Wubin, Sunjin stormed out of the office. Yuna stood frozen, realizing just how badly she had messed up.